Hey everybody, hi, welcome to Old Style Classics Baseball Cards. Woohoo! Today is June 22nd, 2024. It's 2 a.m. Um, so technically it's Saturday morning, Friday night, whatever you want to call it. Um, guess I'm up to 113 subscribers, so that's cool. Thank you to the new person who subscribed, but it doesn't say who it was, so thank you nonetheless. And So I got a couple videos I want to do today. I got an eBay today, which is a really cool card. But guess what, folks? I found the other set of cards that I wanted to show you doing my MSA run. So I'm going to do that, and um, I'm getting close to the end of the MSA stuff. But um, nevertheless, when I was digging around looking for those cards, I did find this 1961 Topps 1960 batting leaders card, and as you can see, you got Willie Mays right there, and Roberto Clemente. So Willie Mays just died the other day. Rest in peace to Willie Mays. So just recently picked this up in the last 5 or 6 months, and I'm not too sure where I got it from. I didn't pay that much for it. This might have been in Albuquerque. Maybe on the west side. Made a deal with that guy if you want to go back and check out those videos. But there you go, National League batting leaders from 1900 to 1960. So it shows you them there. Look at that. Got Musial multiple times in here. And Musial. So Honus Wagner, look at all those. Wagner. Rogers Hornsby, wow, look at the run he had. So pretty cool stuff, people. And I saw that sitting there. I did come across a few other Willie Mays cards, but then I kept looking through all these things to find these other cards, and it was next to the last place I looked. I found the cards that I was looking for, because once I found them, I just kept looking because I didn't want it to be the last place I looked. Oh boy. Alright, so there it is. It's in pretty decent shape. I mean, little dings here and there, and little, fadey or whatever, little card wear there, but still not bad. It's not all beat up, so pretty sweet. So in honor of Willie Mays there, rest in peace, and of course rest in peace to Roberto Clemente. And I would probably take a guess that for O'Groat there and Larker, probably their rest in peace as well. Give them a little time in the limelight too. They obviously did good enough to make it onto this here card. Alright folks, so in honor of Willie Mays, there's one of the other few playing days career card of him I have, and one of the few of Clemente I have there. So we'll set this card aside. I did find a bunch of another. I basically went through, without going through my big 5,000 card boxes, found a bunch more oddball stuff, but most of it fits in with some of the other stuff that I'm going to do. So hey, welcome to Old Style Classics Baseball Cards. Once again, please leave a message, subscribe, like, leave a comment, and go back and check out my other few videos recently, like my King B discs and Ziploc and all that stuff. So in honor of all that, I'm going to continue on with Michael Schickner and Associates and MSA, which you see on the back of many of cards or on the front of many cards. They're the product issue specialists, I would say. And that there is the Lou Brock once again, 1977. I guess MSA would send these cards out to different companies around the country to show them the kind of cards they can get. They're kind of like coasters. Maybe they could be sold off as coasters, or whatever they want to convince people to buy. They could put their logo on the back here, like the Tasty Freeze and all that stuff. But you guys will see some of that in a bit. But the set that I was really wanting to show you guys It's not the greatest set in the world by any means, but I just think it's kind of interesting. It's kind of cool. It's 1992. Um, not licensed other than the Players Association, and I just think it's super cool because I'm a huge fan of this stuff. And that, people, is the French's Mustard 3 free baseball player cards special edition combo series C flip side, and you can collect 18 cards. Now the combo series, what that means is there's 2 players on each card. So in reality, if you have the whole 18 card set, you're getting 36 different players. And so here's the little checklist, and I don't know if you could order these. Yeah, so for a complete 18 card set, which you'd probably have to do, because who's going to buy this much mustard? I think it was were put in a cellophane pack, this with 3 cards, and glued to the side of a French's mustard bottle. And so doubtful anyone could use that much mustard unless you're a restaurant or a cook or something like that. So probably the best thing to do is order these. So French's Player Checklist 92 Combo Series. So if you look there, it'll show you on that checklist the 2 players on each card. Let's see if we can get this to focus better. Alright, yeah, there we go. So let's see, Jeff Bagwell, Hall of Famer, Tom Glavine, Hall of Famer, nope, Lee Smith, Hall of Famer, Kirby Puckett, Hall of Famer. I'm not sure about Sandy Alomar Jr. Don Mattingly, maybe someday. Ryne, Sandberg, Roberto Alomar, I believe is. Cal Ripken Jr., Ozzie Smith. So 1 card with 2, a couple. Wade Boggs, Ken Griffey Jr., Tony Gwynn, Rickey Henderson, and Jack Morris. So almost half the players on this are Hall of Famers. And so there we go. That's what you would have to do. $3 plus $3.75. Send that in there. I don't see an expiration date. Do you guys? And maybe you can send it in to them, and maybe they still have supplies. 6 to 8 weeks for delivery. And as you can see right here, there's the little MSA. So that's pretty cool. I believe I got these. Now it's not a complete set, folks. I got like 2/3 or 75% of this set. But I believe I got them at the antique store in Niles out in Fremont, California. The Niles area has like a little antique strip, like a little town. I guess that's where they used to do the silent movies. Charlie Chaplin, and it was going to be Hollywood before Hollywood became Hollywood, but for whatever reason it moved from Niles down to Hollywood. But they do have like a silent movie museum, or down there an old theater that's like a museum to silent movies. Never got to go in, but I've seen it multiple times, walking past it. But a lot of those places have some cards, and I seen these, and I was like, oh my god, I never knew French's had baseball cards. And I would say this about 5 years ago, 4 to 5 years ago. Alright, so just going to show you what we got. They're definitely 90s. They're glossy on both front and back, so they're definitely a step up. But they do not have logos. So there you go. So they're definitely a high gloss card. So I guess French's decided to pay a little bit more, get multiple players. That's probably what they said. Okay, we can give you this many players and it'll cost you this much, or we can do double on each card and give you a better card. So I guess that's what French's decided to do. And there you go, Hall of Famer Jeff Bagwell. and Chuck Knobloch for the Minnesota Twins. And a little busy on the back, especially with 2 people's stats on them, but still pretty cool. And that's glossy as well. And we can see right here where my thumb is the MSA Players Association 1992. So for 1992, that's pretty glossy for MSA. And that's pretty cool stuff. He defined me an FBI disc of Andre Dawson, but I guess the FBI discs are the MSA Holy Grails. That's some juice company up in Canada, and they're pretty basic, really ugly-ish discs, but very rare. Alright, so there you go. You can read about Jeff Bagwell or Chuck there. Chuck like the TV show. Alright, so next, and these cards, because they're super glossy, they kind of stick together. Roger Clemens and Tom Glavine. So there you go, 1992. Yep, I was a little busy in 92. I wasn't really doing a whole lot of baseball cards. Trying to pay rent. And MSA, I think I was going to school this year too. I went for like a year and a half, then I stopped going, and then after I came back from Florida is when I went back to school. And that's a whole other story. So anyways, Roger Clemens there, and Hall of Famer Tom Glavine. So pretty sweet, MSA. So yeah, I've been wanting to show you these guys because I'm interested in them because they're not the typical MSA kind of paper cardboard stock. They're kind of a high glossy, so it's a bit different than the typical MSAs I've been showing you. So it's kind of funny in the reverse. I like these, but I don't think they're the best cards by any means. I mean, they're great stock, and they're cool cards. They are a little busy, and like I said, when Topps does oddballs and they do stuff like without the logos and stuff like that, it often makes Topps look like it brings them down just a tad to see them do something half butted. But when MSA goes overboard and starts to be a little more like Topps, sometimes they work, obviously, but other times they're just kind of like, you know, I'd rather maybe have the simpler card. But these are fine. And who knows what I'm talking about. John Smiley, part of the he ended up on the part of that Braves lineup there, so I believe. There you go, Mr. John Mangini. There's John Smiley as a Pittsburgh Pirate. So there's the stats there. So pretty cool. Alright, you guys can pause that anytime you like to read that stuff. Alright, Kirby Puckett, great Hall of Famer, and Barry Bonds pre-whatever. Looking pretty skinny there. So there you go. Barry Bonds, there you go, as a Pirate nonetheless. So pretty cool. Robin Ventura and Matt Williams. So there you go for your Bay Area guys. Showed you some Bonds, and here's Matt Williams. Rick Vintage Oddball cards, and there's Shaka Closet. Robin Ventura, superstars for the White Sox back then. Got his one of his relic cards from early Allen Ginter's Topps. Alright. Today was a long day, people. Not too bad. It wasn't so hot today. It's supposed to get really hot this weekend. But, yeah, you know how Fridays are. They kind of drag on. But that's okay. enjoy the weekend. You know what I like to do when my week's over at work? I like to do some baseball card videos on old style classics baseball cards and show some cards that maybe John Mangini has, or maybe ones that he doesn't have. So alright folks, sorry these cards they're not stuck together, they just don't slide off each other. Tony Pena and Tom Pagnozzi, St. Louis and Boston there. Alright, give them their second in the limelight. Benito Santiago and Sandy Alomar Jr. That's driving me crazy, people. Let me pause you for a second. Alright, according to Old Elixir there, he is not in the Hall of Fame. Benito Santiago, man, that guy had an arm. He was a really good catcher. And that one card were I think that's one of the epic cards from the 80s, or I believe it's the the 80s or really early in the 90s, the one where it's the image of him looking up at a pop fly from the catcher's position. It's just epically cool card. One of the coolest cards from that era, I think, image-wise. And yeah, he was a good catcher, you know. Some decent stats for a catcher offense. Alright, I think he got injured, is what did him in. Alright, there we go. Ryne, Sandberg, and Roberto Alomar. Alright, and Roberto Alomar, Hall of Fame 2011, so the year after Dawson. He got 90-some% of the vote. So there we go, a dual Hall of Famer card. Double R's, Ryne and Roberto. So, once again, best wishes to Ryne Sandberg. Hope he gets well, beats his cancer. Alright, next we have the great Joe Carter, superstar and World Series hero, and Tony Gwynn, one of the greatest hitters in the generation. So, Joe Carter, walk off for the Blue Jays and the, World Series there. All right, the Blue Jays, vital to their 2 World Series there. All right, there's a good one, 2 solid superstars, and Hall of Famer Rickey Henderson and Darryl Strawberry. Sweet. Alright, a lot of Rickey Henderson collectors out there. And then Junk Wax Heroes' favorite Hall of Famer, Jack Morris. When you look at his numbers, he's up there. He's got a lot of wins. A win's a win, right? And he's up there in that 300 area, so I don't have a problem with him being in the Hall of Fame. So Steve Avery, maybe that's who I was thinking of. Yeah, the other pitcher that I was saying went to the Braves. Maybe I was wrong about that. Sorry, folks. So there you go, Jack Morris. That's card 18 of 18. MSA. Steve Avery. Let me pull this other card out. Conflated. Steve Avery and John Smiley, maybe. So, sorry about that, folks. Alright, but there you go. So, some pretty cool French's mustard. I love French's mustard. I'm a big mustard fan. Don't use mayonnaise all that often unless like tuna fish or something like that. But pretty sweet. Another company that decided to jump in on the baseball card bandwagon in the early 90s because everyone started doing it. Became really popular in the 80s and just grew and grew and grew into the 90s, and then out Major League Baseball, Players Association, all that became too expensive, and that all died off in the 2000s, and that sucks because it'd be nice to go out and pick up something like this every year or two. So there it is, folks. I've been wanting to show you guys that. Sorry I don't have the complete set, but like I said, I picked this up when I saw it, and I was happy to have this in my collection. So pretty sweet stuff, people. Tell me what you think. You know, is it the greatest set of all time? No, but it's attractive, and so it's pretty cool, somewhere in the middle for me. I liked it enough to buy it. Alright everybody, so thanks for watching Old Style Classics baseball cards. See you later, and I'm gonna do another video, and but I'll release that sometime tomorrow, or later today I should say. Take care, bye.